It was a calm evening in Elmore, where the stars twinkled like tiny diamonds scattered across a velvet sky. The Watterson family house stood quietly, its windows glowing with the gentle warmth of night lamps. Yet the stillness of Elmore never lasted for long, for Gumball's imagination had a way of pulling the town into unexpected adventures. On this particular evening, something unusual drifted through the air, like a whisper hidden inside the wind. Gumball lay awake in his bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling that odd sensation creeping into his thoughts. Darwin rested peacefully in his fishbowl, his gentle breathing bubbling into the water. Anais was already buried in her books, too focused to notice anything strange. Richard snored like a thunderstorm from the living room couch, and Nicole finally allowed herself a rare moment of rest. Yet Gumball could not sleep, because the night seemed alive, as if the moon itself was trying to speak. The whisper carried through the window, rustling the curtains with a rhythm that sounded almost like a secret. Gumball felt drawn to it, his curiosity outweighing his need for sleep. He tiptoed past Darwin's bowl, past Anais' neatly stacked toys, and opened the window just enough to see the glowing silver moon staring back at him. The moonlight felt thicker than usual, almost like a river of light pouring into his room. It shimmered in waves, and within those waves, shapes began to form. First, they were like clouds, then like creatures moving across the glow. The sight was mesmerizing, and though Gumball usually preferred loud chaos over quiet mysteries, he could not pull his eyes away. The shapes soon became clearer. They looked like doors, floating in the moonlight, shimmering and shifting like reflections in water. Some were tall and grand, others tiny and crooked, but each one seemed to lead somewhere beyond Elmore. Gumball's adventurous spirit began to race. The moonlight whispered again, this time more clearly, telling him without words that the doors were not ordinary illusions. They were gateways, openings to adventures hidden across worlds, waiting for a dreamer to step inside. Gumball knew he should probably ignore it, close the window, and crawl back under the blankets. But something inside told him this was the beginning of something unforgettable. With a clumsy but determined motion, Gumball grabbed Darwin's bowl. Darwin startled awake, blinking in confusion as Gumball whispered excitedly about the magical doors. Darwin, though sleepy, trusted his brother's wild hunches, for trouble and wonder always followed them hand in hand. Together, they tiptoed outside under the silver moonlight. The backyard stretched quietly behind the house, but it was no longer just a simple yard. The grass shimmered, the trees glowed faintly, and the air sparkled like dust made of stars. The floating doors hovered just beyond the fence, waiting. Gumball and Darwin stared in awe. Each door had a symbol carved into it. One was marked with waves of water, another with flames, one with stars, another with a spiral, and yet another with a strange eye that seemed to blink even though it was made of light. Gumball felt his heart beating fast. Adventure called him like a drumbeat, and he could not resist. Darwin, however, felt a little nervous, sensing that these doors were more than just playful illusions. But before he could stop his brother, Gumball leapt forward and touched the door marked with the spiral. The door burst open, sending a swirl of colors spinning into the night. A gentle pull dragged them inside, and the world of Elmore melted away. They tumbled together through a tunnel of starlight, spinning and laughing, though Darwin's laugh was mixed with worried gasps. The tunnel carried them until finally With a soft thump, they landed on grass unlike any they had ever seen. The blades shimmered in rainbow hues, glowing faintly as if alive. The air smelled of candy and rain at the same time, and the sky above was painted in shifting colors, as if dawn and dusk were dancing together endlessly. Darwin looked around in wonder, while Gumball's eyes gleamed with excitement. They had entered a new world, one that seemed endless, magical, and full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Yet the moment felt heavier than simple fun. The moon's whisper still echoed faintly in their ears, reminding them that the adventure carried meaning. Somewhere within this strange land lay a challenge, a test, or perhaps a hidden treasure of wisdom that would change the way they saw the world. And so, under the glowing skies of this new realm, their journey truly began.